The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.
So, hello, Mr. Igor. Thank you for your time and for this very pleasant opportunity. As we know, it has been more than 1 year that the Rustavi still is led by new management. Please tell us, for our viewers, explain what is the strategy and view of your company, of your team, and what are the company's financial indicators and annual revenue right now?
Yeah, we started in the end of 23. That means we are more than 1.5 years here. As all the viewers, I'm sure, know, the main products of our plant, it's reinforcing bar, mainly for Georgian market, and seamless pipe. It was historically, and in the last years before 23, the main focus of the company was the reinforcing bar for Georgian market. We switched the focus to the pipes. Why? Because now we believe that we have a big opportunity to increase the production and sales of pipes because it's more value-added product. We have knowledge to make this kind of product, and they are quite popular on the market, and we have space for our product in the European market mainly and in the United States market. That's why we have switched our focus to the pipes and continuously increasing the production and sales of pipes. If we compare the full year that we are here, I mean 24, with previous year 23, the annual revenue in 24, it's 290 million lari, which is 20% higher than the year before, 23. And the main success, it was turnaround, if you're talking about EBITDA. The 23 it was minus, and 24 it was plus. It's still not enough for us. And we believe this company has a huge possibility in terms of increasing the production and increasing of financial figures.
So you partly already answered my question. How would you assess this 1 year, more than about 1.5 year? How would you assess this period?
If I assess in 2 words, it was tough and interesting. Because to switch on to the pipes, it's not so easy. We needed to change the culture. We needed to change all the production chains. For example, the new melting shop, the new steel melting complex was built in 22 and 23. It was already here, but it operated not properly, because for pipes we need more quality, less cost. We need to focus on producing the right steel for pipes. And it needed to be changed, and we succeeded in the last year. And if you're talking about pipes, in 23 we produced like less 1,000 tons of pipe per month. That means we produced in 23 10,000 tons per year. And in 24 we produced 30,000. That means the production of pipes not doubled, tripled. It's a huge success. It was tough but interesting, and we are still on the way to increasing our production and sales of pipes.
Oh, okay, and what is your current share of the local market? I think we are talking right now about reinforcing bars.
Historically, our share on a local market of rebar was like 25%. It fluctuated somehow, but it was 25 for us, more than 25, maybe let's say 30 for another Georgian producers, and something about half it was important and still important. As I said, we are focusing on the pipes, and rebars, it's not so interesting for us, That's why in the same time that we increased the production of pipes, sometimes we decrease the production of rebars. And now our share is less than 20%, but it's absolutely comfortable for us because the margin for ton of pipes is 3 times higher than margin for 1 ton of rebar. We are focusing for pipes. That means we decreasing the production of rebars. And I can say that this market, this product, it's not so interesting for us. And now we are considering maybe to sell this business.
Why are you deciding to sell this direction and switch only for reinforcing, seamless pipes?
Rebar, it's very simple product. It's no value-added product. To produce reinforcing bar, it's for steel makers, it's most simplest product, let's say, in the world. You just melt steel, mill it to rebar, that's it, you ship it to the customer. And it's very high competitive market, it's a very fluctuated market, it depending from all, all the situation in construction market. You can get, today you can get margin like $100 per ton, tomorrow it will be 0. After tomorrow it will be $30, and it's very simple. But from other side, the pipe production, it requires knowledge, it requires high educated people, it's very intellectual intensive production, and more stable, because the market not fluctuated so much. You are not in local market, you are in the world market. Our share of the world market is relatively small, and that's why we don't see any dangers for us, because it's always the place for our product. And we can get 3 times more per ton. That's why this is our focus. And it's difficult to start this business for somebody else. You need the special equipment, you need the tradition, you need the skilled people, you need the special knowledge. That's why it's more protected business. That's why we are here, and rebar is something another.
So do you have some considering to whom are you going to sell this business? Only local market, maybe some already existing player?
All these processes are related to the non-disclosure agreements. That's why I couldn't say to whom we consider to sell, but I can say we consider to sell.
You mentioned that you're switching to seamless pipes, but what are the main reasons that you are going to sell this business? Because only local market competition is increasing, or you can't compete?
No, there are a few reasons. Maybe the main reason, if you're talking about Georgian steel industry, this Georgian steel industry have several problems. The main problem is the lack of raw material, because the raw material is scrap. It's quite expensive logistically to bring the scrap from abroad. That's why all the steel plants in Georgia use our own Georgian scrap. And the Georgian scrap, the people collect only 16 or 18,000 tons per month. That means if now on the market there are 2 steel producers, that means this amount is split somehow between them. And realistically, we can buy half of them. That's why we can buy, let's say, 9,000 tons of scrap. And from this raw material, we can produce or pipes or rebars. And as I said, the pipes, it's more profitable. That's why we should produce pipes. That's very, very simple.
For 8 months of this year, Georgia imposed a tax on the import of reinforcing bars. Was it not enough for your production? Because maybe who is right now your main competitor on reinforcing bars? Imported products or local industry. And what was the impact of this regulation on the local market and your company? You are considering still to sell, yes, this business, but still there were some regulations of the imported products, I mean reinforcing bars.
I should say, let's call that not tax, but special measures, because they are special measures. I should say it's absolutely right decision from the Georgian government, because we are for fair competition. Fair competition means that all the producers use the energy from the market, they are operating in the open market, and everybody more or less in the same conditions. As you know, Georgia is the country with the open market economy, and we can compete with the producers from the same environment, from the same open market environment. And these special measures are against the producers who are operating in non-market conditions. That's why the Georgian government make the environment for fair competition. If you ask if the import of rebar decreased, no.
Oh, yes, we know.
It's still many imported rebars in Georgian market. We compete with Turkish producers. Turkey is one of the famous steel country. They produce a lot of different products. They produce reinforcing bars. Now there are many producers from Turkey in the Georgian market. We can easily compete with them. Not easily, but we still can compete. And for me, this measure, it's to make sure that all the Georgian producers are in fair competition with other producers. That's the point. And without this measure, it could be difficult to survive for all Georgian producers. That's why I'm for this measure. I support this measure, and I think the Georgian government made the very right decision in very right time.
Okay, before we will switch to the exporting markets and pipes, I have several questions about the main challenges. One of the challenges you already mentioned. So what challenges does your industry face in the local market?
I can say it's only 3 challenges. It's lack of raw material, as I said, because it's like 18,000 tons of scrap, that's it. You can bring it from abroad, but it will cost to you $100, $150 per ton more, which is not good. Another story is the market itself, I mean market for the products. Georgia consumes mainly only bars, rebars. It's no market for pipes, but it's not a big problem for us. And the third main problem, maybe the biggest one, it's very difficult to do with these challenges. It's a lack of experienced labor forces, not labor forces themselves. You can hire many people. It's absolutely okay. If you increase the salary, you can hire anybody you want. But about the experience, it's a problem, because it's no special universities for steel industry. And we still have tradition from the old Rustavi steel. The people who worked for Rustavi steel since 70s or 80s, they are experienced, they are skilled, but the age of them, they are not young. That's why we need to teach the people ourselves. That's what we do now. You can hire the young people with a high motivation, who wants to learn, who wants to develop themselves, and we learn them. That's the only way. That's the only way. And we also need to invite the experts from abroad to learn these young Georgian people. That's what we also do. And this, I think, the main challenge, because if you're talking about the lack of raw material, we will work in this niche. If you're talking about market, we are working in the world market. and the lack of experienced people, we should resolve ourselves.
How you're coping with this challenge?
We can easily hire the people, the Georgian people, because, for example, our average salary in 25 increased comparing to 24 for 20%. But these people, as I said, they're still not experienced for steel industry. That's why we invited now in our plant working something about 40 people from different countries, from all around the world, from Ukraine, from Kazakhstan, from India, from Switzerland, from Spain, from Israel, from Russia. We also invite consultants. They worked partly sometimes. The main reason is to teach the Georgian young motivated people, to give them knowledge, to develop them, because this pipe production, it's something another, it's something new for Georgia, not new, but it's different from the rebar production.
Yes, and my next question is also regarding employment and labor force. We know that in large-scale productions of your type, employee strikes are common. And how does your management manage to resolve this type of problems? We know that this issue happened in your company in March of this year. There were some strikes. So how you're coping with this issue, and how did you resolve this problem?
First of all, I can say, from legal perspective, strike is something, it's a legal process.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately, we didn't have strike because it was not legal. The people just stopped the work and start to talk with us. It's not, from legal perspective, it was not strike. But anyway, the problem was we are continuously changing everything in our plant. Because, as I said, in 23, we couldn't even produce the round billet for pipes. We had equipment, we had people in place, but we couldn't produce. Because it was lack of experience, lack of knowledge. And then we trying to change the technology, the production process, the way that people working on, and not all the people agree with that. Even if this process is with increasing of the salaries. We increase salaries, but you know, it's always difficult for the people to change something. Sometimes the people try to keep their life like in previous periods. That's why the main reason for this, let's say, conversation. And we explained, and we reached agreement, and we continuously increasing the salary. We make the special kind of motivations when the salary of the concrete person depends from the results of their works. We changed the working process, and I can say some of people agreed with that, and some of people left the company. It's a normal process as well. And in some places we changed, especially in a continuous caster. It's a final product of steel melting, when the round billet produced. In this place we changed more than 50% of people. And now, after, you know, after this tough period, we have people who are ready to change, who are ready to change the technology, who are ready to change themselves, who understand how it works, who understand that their salary depends from the results. And I can say, I'm sure for 99% that it's never happened again. Now we have more than 1,400 employees. And I talk with them, with the people, from time to time. Not every day, of course, but every month for sure. And if you talk with the people, 95% understand everything, 95% ready to work. And like always, you have very few people who is against everything. That's why these 30 people left the company.
Okay, my next question is about regulations. We know that there are introducing new regulations about environmental field. So how the company is adapting to these requirements and how these regulations increase production costs?
Generally, I can say we are for these measures because we are responsible people, and I believe that even such industry like steel industry should operate on the clean way, because all the people who works for Rustavi Steel, they live in Rustavi, their families live in Rustavi, their children live in Rustavi, and our target to make our production clean and safe for everybody. That's why we are 100% for these measures. We are applying all the equipment that we need for that. I can say that the cost increased not significantly. It's not the big problem because, you know, again, about pipes. If you work on the quality, if you work on the purpose of your product, you can easily increase the price for $10, $20, or $15. And if we're talking about the cost of environmental issues, it costs like $3, $5, or $10. It's something different. You should concentrate on your product, on the quality of your product, but not arguing about the environmental measures. That's why we are 100% for. We implement everything that we need, that the government required, and it's absolutely normal process.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that one of the main challenges is small economy and small country. So what are the prospects for the development of this sector in Georgia?
I think there will, all the time there will be companies that will operate in the rebar market, because the rebar is still needed in Georgia, and somehow somebody will produce it. But as I said, it's not interesting for us because we have another knowledges. We have knowledges in pipes. We have equipment for the pipes. We are lucky. Not everybody are lucky. And that's why the rebar will still be produced in Georgia. And for the another product, for example, like for pipe, it's very important to develop export potential, because it's only way to develop the steel industry. And for example, I missed one interesting figure in the beginning of the interview. In 2004, after the increasing the pipe production, we export to United States.
Yes, very.
Pipes, if we comparing with in dollars, we exported to United States Georgian pipes more than Georgian wine exported to United States.
My next questions will be regarding this topic on export. What are your current positions in international markets? As you already mentioned, you are exporting only pipes.
In very simple way, this amount we export half to United States, half to Europe.
In Italy?
Not only in Italy, in Europe. If you're talking about Europe, that's Italy, Netherlands, Germany, maybe Poland. It's a small amount, maybe Romania, but for us it's like European Union countries. They could be some volumes to Azerbaijan, to Ukraine, but in simple ways, half to United States, half to Europe. If you're talking about the world market of pipes, we are quite small, and we consider that it's advantage for us, because we're not really depending from the fluctuation on the world market, because our volume we can sell every time. And why United States? Because United States is the first market for oil and gas pipes. Why Europe? Because Europe it's close to us, and it's very large markets in terms of mechanical pipes. Both these markets ready to buy our product. They require the quality, they require the service, they require the lead time, and they are ready to pay. It's a good chances to increase our share in the market.
As I understood, there is demand on Georgian pipes in USA and in Europe. And what kind of, what can you say about demand abroad and prices? I'm asking this question to you because, and as we know, there are some many challenges regarding ferro producers. They are saying that prices abroad on their product is very low right now, and some productions aren't working right now. As I understood, this is not issue regarding your company.
If you're talking about all the steel, world steel market, we should talk about different products, because there are some, let's say, commodity products like square billet, rebar, coils. This type of products are produced in all the countries, all around the world. There are plenty of producers, and they are almost the same. You couldn't recognize who produced this rebar. If it produced in Georgia or in Turkey or somewhere else, which company produced, it doesn't matter at all. And these types of product, the prices are changing every month. And now you are absolutely right. Now it's not the best period in the world steel market. The prices goes down a little bit. That's why some producers decreased their production. It's not the best time now. It's normal situation, because it's like today is not the best time, tomorrow will be better, and then again worse, and somehow. And the pipes, it's a little bit different, because the pipe consumer, they are oil and gas companies, and we should look not into the steel market. We should look, for example, into the oil market. And the oil market, it's always more stable than steel market in terms of production, in terms of quantity of oil. The same story with mechanical pipes, because mechanical pipes, it's automotive industry. It's also fluctuated, but not like every day. That's why this market is more stable and more value added. For example, today's price for rebar in Georgia, it's like $550 per ton. I mean, somewhere in Georgia, somewhere in the plant, without VAT, $550. And the normal price for the pipe, it's like $1,000 per ton, if you calculate to the plant basis. It's a huge difference, as you can see. It's more stable, more expensive, but requires more knowledge.
Yes, and what about your future plans? How are you going to increase productivity and developing export markets? Maybe you are going to aid some more countries regarding export, and what is your future plans about increasing productivity? Because you already mentioned you doubled and tripled maybe your productivity regarding to pipes.
Yeah, as I said, the main focus is increasing the pipes. In 24, we produced 30,000. This year, we increased a little bit more. And our next plans are 60,000 tons per year. Now we are challenging with production issues, because our main equipment, it's quite old. I mean, the rolling mill which produced pipes. And the first steps was without big investments or with small investments. And now we achieve these figures. The next steps require small investments mainly in finishing facilities, not in the rolling mill itself, but in finishing facilities. I mean, ultrasonic checking, I mean, the heat treatment facilities, different kind of small equipment which helps us to improve the quality and to extend the product range. Now we are starting these small investments, and in the next year and in 27, I'm sure we will double again our production, and at least in 27 we will reach the volume of 60,000 tons. Then we will need a little bit more investments. Now we are developing these plans because it requires relatively, not hundreds of millions of dollars, but relatively big investments. And we are preparing this plan in the next year, and we'll be ready to achieve the figure 120,000 tons per year in the 28 or 29. That's the main focus.
You mentioned that you're already investing some small amount. How to say? How much do you invested already, and what will be your plans for next year or in 2007? Some investment plans. Maybe can you name some figures?
We invest continuously. Now these investments are like hundreds, thousands of dollars every month or every quarter. And if we calculate per year, it's like few $1 million. And in the next years, we continue these investments, and the size of the figures will be few millions, like 5–10 millions of dollars in the next 1–2 years. And then, as I said, we are developing the plans for the next step. It's not ready yet.
Okay, and my last question, to summarize everything, what are your future plans?
We are working in the special part of steel market. Very knowledgeable, very skilled, which requires intellectual stuff, special kind of people, special kind of equipment. And this is like a niche in all the steel market in the world. And we are proud that Georgia can be a strong player in this niche. There are very few countries who produce this kind of products. And our target is to develop this possibility in Georgia, to increase the production of pipes, to learn, to teach people how to produce pipes, and became a strong, reliable producer of pipes for all around the world.
Thank you so much. It was very interesting.
I believe, and I'm sure, that Georgia will be more proud in the next few years because of our production. Because it's really very few countries producing pipes. United States still import pipes. They are producing, but they still import.
The Checkpoint is presented by GM Pharma, the first international multinational pharmaceutical company in Georgia. GM Pharma, to serve those who need it most.